You are about to listen to Only Fools and Collecting. A podcast for those who like a good moan about figure collecting and don't mind naughty words.
Hello.
Good
How you
evening.
going, Peter?
I'm very good, thank you, mate. You?
You winning? Living the dream, mate.
Yeah,
Living the dream.
yeah. Busy week, but we've made it to the weekend.
We have. It's been such a crazy, hectic week at the moment. So
Yeah,
we're
and
back.
unusually for us, we're here on a Friday, so we can have a nice
Yes.
lion tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah. Yes. I fucking need one. After the week I've had, I need one, mate. I'll tell you.
Yeah, definitely.
So we are not, as you probably all well know, we are brought to you by What Else Scrapyard and Backdrops and Bases. Who just want to say a massive thank you to those two guys for sponsoring us. Top gents, well worth hitting them up. Alvin, hello.
Good evening, Alvin.
How are you? So this week I've got Mr. Toy Matthew as well.
Danny Lee.
Danny Lee, hello. So this week we are going to be doing a competition for you lovely people. So throughout the show, just drop in the comments, or when we get to it at the end, just drop it in the comments to win a backdrop and base by Backdrops and Bases, either a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one or a Aquaman one. Just describe the plots in the best way you can, in one sentence. That's all you got to do, which will come up later. So get your thinking caps on and have a think and give it a go. So I think we better kick off with
New this fortnight.
go on then, Pete. What you got?
Okay, look, Eric Rue is always saying he needs that due back. Yeah. Well, you can probably work out this isn't the $800 sideshow statue, which is lovely and would be great, but I'm not spending that sort of money. So this is the old Hasbro. I don't know if it came under the power of the Force. I don't know if that was that range. Same one as the Tauntaun I've got. And I've been looking for one ever since I got the Tauntaun. I was really pleased with that. I've been on the lookout for one of these, and I don't really tend to come up. But this one came up, and I made the guy an offer. I think I got it for £60. Came with the old Stormtrooper as well. So he's packed away to possibly be cut in half by an elf with a lightsaber in December time. So basically did the standard thing. So I glued the limbs in place and filled the joints. Gave him a repaint. I wasn't really sure what to go with, so I kind of went with the green, and then I kind of did the underbelly, a sort of browny colour, and then I just sort of put lots of sort of spots and just broke it up a bit, and it's turned out alright actually. Quite
Looks
happy
really
with
good.
it. Yeah. Then I made my leather saddle there. So from this point on, with the seat is, I cut that away because it was hard plastic kind of packs, and I couldn't really lay stuff on top of that. So I kind of cut a hole in the back, cut those out. Then I laid the piece of leather over the top. Alvin, it's 1/6 scale. And then obviously just made the pouches, I made the seat, I made the bedroll stuff, and put a little bit of fur in there just to kind of, fill the gaps. And it turned out really well actually.
That's really good. You've done really well.
Hot Toys Sand Trooper there, who looks badass on it. Really liking that. That's the pole from the Hasbro figure, and to be honest, I don't think it needs anything doing to it. It's just a black pole. And then I've teamed him up with my Tusken Raider. I used to have the Sideshow one a few years back, and I paid quite a bit for him. I think $250. I just wasn't impressed. I don't know if you've had one in hand. The robes, I think it was like the way the Sideshow used to do the weathering. It was like it was mouldy. It had like all dots of stuff on it, and I just didn't. And it just felt dirty, and it felt cheap, and so I moved it on. But ever since then, I've kind of been trying to scratch an itch that I want a Tusken Raider back, and you and I had talked about the possibility of like printing all the bits and all that kind of thing. And I kind of looked into that, and I didn't do anything. So then I saw a Hasbro one, and I got it for about 20 quid. And it sat here for a while, and I've taken, I took the head off and I put it on a body, and I'm like, it's not working. It's got massive great boots and stuff, and I just thought, I don't know what to do with this. And then just the other day, I was kind of inspired, so took the head sculpt, I wrapped it in cloth, so it's probably a little on the big side, but I kind of don't mind that, because I figure that, if you imagine that there's a human head inside there, then it is going to be bigger than,
have you read the Obi-Wan book?
No.
They go into the Tuscans quite a bit,
right?
And whenever, so they never take their wraps off. They just add to them and add to them and add to them. So if they get a bit of shit or a rock or something in the wrap, they just go over it and it becomes part of them.
Okay,
because they just keep wrapping and wrapping
and
wrapping. So actually having one with a slightly bigger head that's wrapped and wrapped and wrapped,
they would just
isn't that unrealistic?
It. No,
yeah, they just keep adding to it.
And to be honest, it's probably a similar size to the Sand Trooper helmet now. So that in my head means you can actually get a humanoid head in there. So happy with that. So yeah, it's basically the head with the repaint and the wraps and the inner robe are the only Hasbro stuff. And the canister around his neck, and then I just put made a metal loop for it. Made all the pouches and everything. Cut up an old T-shirt and made it's just like a sleeveless kind of shawl type thing. Using the weapons from the Mythos Obi-Wan. It's turned out really well actually.
I really like it.
Considering he's probably cost me about, if you don't count the weapons, because he came with the gaffy stick, so I could have used that. So he's probably cost me, I don't know, 30 quid, 40 quid maybe, in bits, and the leather's not really that much. So and I don't like the Mandalorian one, so that was never an option. So I'm happy with that. So I paired him up. I put the taller of the two sideshow Jawas in with them. It makes for quite a nice little display there.
Yeah, no, I like it. I think you done yourself well there, mate.
Yeah, so if anyone's after one, I'd definitely recommend the Hasbro Dewback. It's a big bugger. It's
some of the old Power of the Force stuff, particularly the creatures and the aliens, pretty good. Like Hasbro were pretty good with sculpting back in the day. Like you can do quite a bit with them. It's
huge. Like it's got like a softer rubber tail on it. And the only thing I had to do was where the guy had kind of folded it to get it in the box, it was misshaped. So I just heated it up slowly and just reformed it, and that was fine. So you just got to stick a bit of paint on there. And we've got John in the chat. Hey guys, have a great show. Thanks, John.
Hey my man, thank you.
Appreciate the support. So that's that, and then complete tangent, but as there's a very strong Lord of the Rings kind of interest in the group at the moment on the network, and we've got the Ringcast and everything. So as much as I've said on here many times that I would not make another Lego mock because of the grief it caused with the missus and being up till 3 a.m. And crawling into bed, I wasn't pushed into it, but Zach was doing something and the other guys were buying up Lego sets, and I was like, do you know what? I've always wanted to do this. So essentially, it's 2 Lego Mines of Moria sets, which effectively just gives you the gate, the tomb, the well, and one side. So I got picked up 2 of those without minifigures, one with minifigures, one without. And then, luckily for me, my boy has just got a ton of Lego, and I mean a ton. He's got like hand-me-downs from my partner, from her. So he's got boxes and boxes of basically like grey bricks. So because this probably would have cost me several £100s if I had to buy all of these bricks. So and he was quite happy. He was bringing them in for me. I've got some more for you and all this kind of thing. So it was, and obviously because it's just grey. No, it's cool. And I use some online. It's a mixture of obviously the Lego sets, and I looked at some stuff online to see about getting the. So basically, you've got steps that go up to a second level. Steps either end. Here's the gate at the bottom, and then there's another higher level here in between the pillars, so you can go up the stairs there. But yeah, it's great fun, and the reason I've put the figures in is because I picked up a load of custom weapons. There's a really cool website called Firestar Toys. I just stumbled across them, and they make like hundreds, if not thousands, of custom weapons for Lego, be it guns or Star Wars stuff or medieval stuff. So I picked up a load of different swords, ones that I sort of felt they looked similar to the sword the character would have. And I just, when they all turned up, I got me my gold and my bronze and my silver pens out, and just coloured them really. Yeah. So obviously, Gandalf's got his blue handled glamdring, bits and pieces. They've all got them, and the hobbits have got them as well. But obviously, they're just smaller kind of daggers. You see there, Gandalf's staff lights up. Yeah, and I've got a spotlight. LED spotlight behind, because the light shines down onto the tomb, and I've got put together a hinged thing so I can just get the light to just go down on the tomb there. So it turned out really well, and actually it wasn't that bad. Probably did it over a week. It wasn't too many late nights, but yeah, that's cool. So that was my.
It amazes me that you can make like Lego sets from scratch and just combine them and shit. Because I get bits and I just make like a janky looking fucking house or something. And I'm like, no. You're like, yeah, fucking mine's a Moria, no worries at all. Like,
yeah, mate. Yeah. And there's loads of funny little bits. Like there's weapons everywhere. There's I can't zoom in on it, but there's with the skull here. He's got
skeleton and
a metal Batman helmet on. And there's just all sort of bits and pieces that I found. So and obviously you've got the troll coming in with the goblins and stuff. But So that was me, mate. So quite an action-packed fortnight.
Yeah,
what about
you've
yourself?
done well there. It's been pretty slow for me. I have gone and take a punt on this fucking monstrosity. So this is the Dragon in Dreams, Gandalf the White. Now, every time I search for anything Lord of the Rings 6 scale on eBay, these things come up, and they're like 30, 40 quid. Yeah. They look it, and and I keep thinking, how bad are they? Like, because I know they're fucking ancient. So I thought, well, do you know what?
They are very old.
35, 40 odd quid. I'll give it a punt. I'll give it a punt and see how bad they are. And this turned up, and instantly I took it out of the box and was like, okay, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. The clothing, the body's just a standard body, a standard DID body, so anyone who's been around the block a bit knows exactly what to expect from them. The clothing's really good, really well tailored. Like the robe has like all kind of the elven symbols all down it, and they've done really well with the tailoring. That's good. So I was a bit surprised by that. I thought, okay, that's savable. I can do something with that. Like they're all cloth boots with proper laces, and you've got the weapons are all metal and aren't badly painted. They're pretty good. The only disappointment was the head sculpt, which is like the old type of soft rubber.
Yeah, you can squeeze
like
it
soft
in
plastic.
Hollow.
If you go like that and you cut the top of the head off, I can see him in there. I can see him in there. Not a problem. It's the fucking giant forehead on it and the giant back of the head. I sprayed it all, primed it all up, and the sculpt isn't that bad. It's just that giant forehead. So I've got it there. So I've filled in the front of the hair, so he's not so See if it'll focus. If I go like that, will it focus? No, which is a pain in the arse.
Really,
so I filled in the front of the hair. The problem is now he's now got this giant fucking lump in the back of his head, so I've got to try and do something with that.
Yeah.
Or just try and get a different head sculpt for it. And I think, like Zach said, the staff is massive, like absolutely huge. It's metal, so I will just cut the end of it down, and I'll see what I can do with it. Worst case scenario, I'll have to try and get a new head sculpt. I've been looking online, and you can get different people have done going down for the white busts that are downloadable.
Okay.
But the problem I've got with that is removing the body and having it so that the hair would kind of straddle the body. So I'll see what I can do with that. And
you don't fancy going down the rooting route?
No, not on this. It's not worth it.
No.
Yeah, and I've also got a Gandalf the Grey coming that Zach's managed to get me from over his way, because everything around down here is stupidly expensive when it comes to that. So yeah, I've got a bit of work to do on it.
No, they're pretty good. I mean, back in the day when I was trying to put together a fellowship before kind of Asmus came in, the DID stuff, I mean, as you said, the clothing is pretty good. I think I had Frodo and I had Sam and I had Gimli. And what people used to do is kind of mix and match that with the sideshow and things like that. So they're not that bad. And I think DID has always done really good tailoring, whether it be, standard military stuff or whatever they've turned their hands to. It's always been quite a strong point of theirs. So I think you've done well there.
Yeah.
And you'll find a solution to the head at some point along the line. So,
motherfucker really be wanting 400 for the sideshow Gandalf.
Yeah, right. It's because Zach's told everyone how amazing it is, and now they're all putting their prices up.
He's ruined it for everyone.
He has.
So I'm looking at getting a few other Lord of the Rings figures, just to kind of do the Fellowship. But this one was a bit of a punt, just to see how bad it actually was. And again, I'm surprised for the price I paid for it. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
No.
So we'll see what I can do with it.
Yeah, cool.
But we've had some pretty good stuff coming up. So let's move into
new releases.
Cool. So we have probably, I think, Hot Toys' best head sculpt to date. So this is the Hot Toys Endgame Iron Patriot, £354. I really like it, but I'm not spending 354 quid on it.
No, I'm not sure about the paint job. I know it's accurate to the movie, but it looks very pink, doesn't it?
I never remembered it being this vivid. I always thought when he rocked up, he was just in. I thought he was in the iron. His grey kind of colour scheme.
Yeah.
I didn't realise it was actually this bright. So yeah, I mean it's a fucking beast, an absolute beast. You wouldn't want to knock his pint over. But I'm done with Marvel and the Endgame kind of stuff. So it's a bit. I just can't believe they're still releasing Endgame figures.
No, is there anyone left after this? Is this the lot? What else we got? Is that there's that other Captain Marvel, isn't there? Has the second Captain Marvel been released yet?
Oh, fuck knows. I've no idea. Not a clue. Not a fucking clue.
But no, as you say, the Don Cheadle head sculpts have always been fantastic. I think you've owned a War Machine, haven't you? And I've owned one as well.
Yeah.
And they were really good.
They were fantastic.
Yeah,
absolutely fantastic. So it's
really
nice to get an actual full head. Yeah. So,
well, no, it doesn't offend. I think it's a little bit too showy for my liking with the colours and stuff. But it's a beast.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah.
So let's just say it's a nice figure, but it's not for us.
No, we all know we're at the Marvel game now, so
yeah, well out of it. Yeah. So it doesn't. Now this is a bit of deja vu. It doesn't feel like we were talking about this, but 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
Hot
just a
Toys, Martin McFly and Melted Candle for £401. You can fucking keep it for 401 quid.
Yeah, that's shocking.
That is, and the thing is, this is that first batch, and it was a limited first batch, so you'll get a later batch for a lot cheaper. But
Yeah.
the in-hand pictures, the dog doesn't look much better. If I'm honest,
No.
I don't think it looks as bad as it did, but it's still pretty
No,
bad.
it's still not great. Have you watched the Justin's unboxing?
No, I haven't. I might watch it after this. I know he's got that, and he's got because he got the Helm's Deep Lego lesson as well.
Oh,
So
okay. I've not
watch
seen
both
that one
of
yet.
them.
Yeah, no, he. Again, I don't want to cast aspersion and say that he's biased in any way and trying to sell new figures. But he lords over it, and he reckons that pretty much everything's better on it. He seems to love the dog. I've not heard anybody say that, but
This is a good one. Clinton
yeah,
Card's finest dog
definitely.
right there. Yeah.
Well, people were paying a fortune for that Hallmark Grogu, weren't they, back in the day? So maybe this one was.
True.
No, I mean he talked about the. He was quite surprised that they'd sort of actually looks like they've improved the outfit a bit, in terms of the materials and the fit possibly. He really likes the sculpt. I think the accessories are probably pretty much on a par. They're probably exactly the same as before. But it's just funny that it's a real kind of going back in time, if you like, because it's got the waist grabber stand, which you just don't get anymore.
You don't get anymore, no.
Which is quite funny. But no, I can't get over Einstein. It's not good.
No. I mean, I don't have it in hand, so I can't compare the two and go, this is clearly a better material or whatever. But looking at the photos, and looking at the one I have in my display case, and looking back at the photos, I'm not seeing any difference in the clothes, at all. They might very well be a very nice type of denim that was different back then, but fuck knows, it just doesn't look any different to me, apart from the head sculpt.
And regarding the head sculpt, he has them obviously side to side, and I think the hair is better on the new one, because when you look at the side to side, the one we've got is very kind of narrow. The head and the hair is but I still think the likeness is stronger on the original. So if you had the original with the hair from this one, you'd probably have the perfect balance. But I don't think the likeness on this one is better than the first one. So I won't be changing up.
What did we say it was? 400 odd quid.
Yeah,
it's not worth spending £400. I mean, even if you got 200 quid for your old one, it's not worth it's not a £200 better.
No, if you could do a straight swap or pay 50 quid for if you really wanted Einstein, then all right, you can justify it. But you're not going to get it for that. Not at the moment. No. I mean, perhaps when the main batch comes out and they're more reasonable price. But
I just don't see that big of an improvement on the figure itself. Like that, it's worth the extra. Like I think if you've already got it, then it's not worth getting. Unless you're getting it for free or something, in which case, then fill your boots. But
it's good news if you haven't got it, because you've either got an option here, or you have got people that are, trying to get rid of their first ones.
Well, we've got loads of options now, because you've got the Present Toys one as well.
Yeah.
So you've got something for all budgets, really.
And obviously, the good news is that it's kind of was the first reveal that has kick-started this. Hot Toys Back to the Future revival, more of which we'll have later. Yeah. So
you'd almost think that they've run out of Star Wars and Marvel stuff. Because nothing new's really come out that they've had to go.
They run out of Star Wars figures they can make. As in not Han Solos. So but it's good. It's definitely good news for the.
They're raiding the cupboards for all the old licenses that they now can go back and make.
And obviously we revealed we talked about Doc on the last show, the Back to the Future 1 Doc, so he'll be coming, so that's cool.
Yeah. So MT Toys have also bought out their Ellie, and CC Toys have also brought out theirs.
Yeah.
So the MT Toys one is 130, and the CC Toys one is 192, but comes with a shit ton of stuff.
Yeah,
I still haven't played these games.
No, I keep saying that I've got the second one. I haven't played it yet. I mean, to me, looking at those two, hands down the one on the left. And if it's 60 quid cheaper as well, I guess, you know, obviously if you're not getting all the items with it, but you could probably track down a lot of that stuff. I think the sculpt just looks.
I don't think a lot of the items are really that specific.
No, the things you
this.
could pick up. Yeah, a lot of it's like household items in these games. You know, you're
Yeah.
crafting things out of old cans and you know, a broken bit of like knife blade and things like that. So yeah, you could probably put them together. There was some speculation, wasn't there? There was concern about the tattoos on the seamless bodies.
Rubbing off. I think a few people.
I think they're rubbing off. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I don't have a horse in this race, so
No.
I'd never get one of these because
Nope.
I should go back and finish the first game, but at this point I just can't be asked.
No.
So
and I think the other thing is I don't know because I've not played this one, but assuming that is a man's shirt she's wearing there.
Yeah.
Obviously, it looks better scaled on the left because the one on the right doesn't look that large on her. You know.
The one on the right looks too tailored.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Like it's too tailored to her as opposed to being someone else's shirt. But
yeah.
Yeah.
But as I say, I wouldn't be buying this because I'm not collecting the line or anything. But
No.
yeah.
Nah, Swar on the wouldn't ever pick it up train. We got the Super Duck Mirror clothing set for 100 quid. It's like Barbie clothes shoved on the biggest tits you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, they've done well with the tits, to be honest.
Just awful. It's just shit. I don't know why people would buy it, but if you want it and you know you're one of those Thyssen guys, then 100 quid. Give it a go.
Yeah. I mean, the further back pictures look okay, but the zoomed in one doesn't look good because it's got some weird lines in it, and it's just like that shiny kind of, as you say, kind of like a Barbie doll sort of.
The whole
material.
thing looks shit.
And I'm just not. Yeah, and I'm not a massive fan. I know a lot of people are. I'm not a massive fan of the Aquaman film or this character or anything like that. So it looks okay, and you can justify it with the price, I guess. So
yeah, I mean 100 quid is cheap and cheerful.
Yeah.
Probably save you £100 if I'm honest.
yeah.
But yeah, cool. So we've now have
Coming soon.
Here we go.
the good stuff. The stuff we all want.
Yeah. A couple of good ones.
So let's start with Mr. McFly. So Back to the Future 3, Marty McFly, 203 quid from Sideshow, out January to March 2023. No surprise to anyone on the planet, but I've pre-ordered this already. Love it. I think it's fantastic. And if I'm honest, I think eventually I'll end up having two, so I can have kind of the Clint Eastwood poncho look and the kind of the barn dance type.
Yeah.
I love this. I think it's fantastic. Everything about this I like.
Yeah, I think it's great that they've done them. People have been asking them for a long time, and it's great they've done them. And I think the accessories on both on this and the dock are really good.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Some good stuff there.
He's got the pie dish with frisbee on it, and that. It's just brilliant. One little nice touch I like is the way he looks slightly sunburnt from when he was wandering around at the beginning of the film.
Yeah.
And then he falls into his relative's fence while he's mending it. So I think this is brilliant. I haven't got a bad thing to say about this.
The tin can walkie-talkies. The clock picture. Hoverboard.
He's got the picture of the gravestone as well.
Yep.
Like, it's all sorts, absolutely all sorts in there. I'd have to get another sticker set for the for this hoverboard, but
Yeah,
Loving
the
it.
Mattel.
Yeah, absolutely loving it. And then
Yep.
we got Doc as well, which is again another £203 now at the same time. Oddly enough, I pre-ordered this as well. I'm not a huge fan of the head, only because of the hair.
Yeah.
I think the hair isn't detailed enough in the paint. I think
it's too solid a lump, isn't it?
Yeah, it needs a bit more, a few more washes and a few more highlights in it, just to make it. Because it's kind of like they just didn't finish painting the hair.
Yeah,
it's weird. Same with the hat as well. The hat's looks very plasticky
very
and Lego-like.
Yeah, but the outfit looks fantastic. The tailoring on it and everything.
Everything else about it, I love. And again, I pre-ordered it as well. And I think I wouldn't have. This is one I wouldn't have in the smart clothes. I would have this with the rifle and and you know, I can shoot the fleas off a dog. Look,
and I love the little DeLorean there as well from the
DeLorean's fantastic.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Absolutely fantastic. I love the rifle. It's just this is Back to the Future 3 for me all day long. So 100%.
And we we know that they've got time to work on these sculpts. Obviously we talked about the Back to the Future 1 Doc not looking old enough, but let's hope that they kind of tweak them.
If you took this sculpt and put Back to the Future 1 hair on it, it's perfect for the Back to the Future 1 car park Doc.
Yeah,
be fantastic. No one would bat an eyelid.
No.
I find it weird that this is because he should technically look younger in this one, because of he would have had the facelift in 2, and then 2 and 3 were filmed back to back. So they because 2 when it was released at the cinemas, you instantly got a trailer for 3.
Yes,
that was tacked onto the end of it.
So you're right. So he's had the de-aging surgery. So but no, I like it. I'm not going to pick him up only because I don't want to kind of get into that rabbit hole, because then it's like, well, do I get the 2 figure? I had the Marty. So I'm not going to, but I do really like them. And possibly if at some point down the line I got a good deal on them or I found them cheap, I would probably pick them up, just because I've always wanted like a good Western figure. Yeah. Anyway, so I suppose you combine the 2. You've got the best of both worlds. So
it ticks a few boxes.
Yeah. So I'm not pre-ordering, but I would never say never on these 2, because
this was an instant. These 2 were just a straight up instant. Yep. Don't care how much it's going to cost me. I want them.
Yeah.
They're mine.
So they've been on display at Toy Sapiens in Japan, is it? So they solicited the picture on the top left, which is Doc and Marty on top of the DeLorean with the white wall tires and the circuitry board on the bonnet. And there's been a lot of, and then there's a picture of them with that car behind them. A lot of people have been saying, is it going to be an accessory pack because the car looks too clean to be a Back to the Future 3 release, or will they release?
They won't do an accessory pack. It'll be a whole new DeLorean.
Yeah, but do you think it will be just like that, or it'll be interchangeable between?
It will versions? Be. I think it's Hot Toys. I think it will just be a Back to the Future 3 DeLorean. Yeah. I don't think I knowing them and how they skip things out, I don't think we get a 2, purely because if you think about having to fold the wheels under to get the hover look, they would have to give you something to support it off the floor. Yeah. I don't think they're going to do that. I think they can use what they've already got, moulds and everything they've already got, and a design they already have. Give us a Back to the Future 3 DeLorean, change the tyres out, put the straps, put the piece on the bonnet, give us a Mr. Fusion. Bang, you've got your Back to the Future 3.
So would DeLorean. You buy a second DeLorean?
I don't have the space. I would just keep if I didn't have a DeLorean, I would get the Back to the Future 3 DeLorean. As I have a DeLorean, I've got no inclination in 3 years time to upgrade it.
No,
it's fine. To me, out of the three looks, one is the more iconic.
Yeah,
because that's the one that rolls off the truck. That's the one
Yeah.
that's kick-started it all. And to
Yep.
be fair, with very minimal amount of effort, I can mod it into a Back to the Future 2.
Yeah, I've seen people
DeLorean.
do it.
It's getting
But I'm
Mr.
with you.
Fusion
I
and a
think
panel on the back.
Back to the Future one is it's more iconic. It's the classic. I think the way you got to look at it is if they announce this, next week and it's whatever £500 or whatever, then you just got to weigh up whether you'd rather pay that and have a DeLorean, or you pay whatever the aftermarket is on the first one now, which is probably at least twice that. So.
Yeah, I mean, if they announced it tomorrow and you don't have a DeLorean, then this would be the cheapest way of doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And no one's going to walk into your house and go, "Oh, this shit! It's the Part 3 DeLorean." Ugh. Like no one's
going to go, "Fuck, man, that's cool."
Yeah, exactly. It's a fucking DeLorean. Fantastic.
And they've also had on display the disguised Marty from Back to the Future 2 and the Doc, which they showed probably 2-3 years ago.
It was about that.
And never went up for pre-order, but obviously with this kind of resurgence, what we've got, 4 figures and possibly a vehicle coming, that there's every chance that they might put them up as well.
I mean, if they do, they're really, I'd be tempted.
Yeah.
Particularly the Marty.
Yeah.
With a leather jacket and that. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that would be good. It'd be nice to see some other characters like Biff and George McFly and stuff like that. But
I don't see it. I think they're going to stick with these two guys.
I mean, the actor who plays Biff is quite funny with letting people use his likeness, I think.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, he'd let Necker. So
yeah,
but that's why we have wonderful people like Watto who can print us stuff like that.
Yeah.
So definitely they release these. I'm on it, not a problem. And so Hot Toys have been giving us lots of cool stuff.
They have.
So, What If Peggy Carter, £177, out January to March 2023. I really like this. It looks like it's got interchangeable hair pieces, so you just
the back of the hair
plug it out and plug
it
in. Seems like a sensible way of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. There's really not much to say about it. It looks like it jumped off the screen. It's a nice figure. Little bit of blighty. Love it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I think it's a winner for us because it's we've got a Captain Britain kind of type look. I think it's interesting they're going so balls deep on this series. Which is not. It's been quite popular, but obviously it's not anywhere near the kind of level of the MCU, and it's almost like a nice little aside, and it's a bit of fun. So it's quite interesting. I know that obviously that is where Marvel is at the moment. If they want to release Marvel figures, that's where they've got to do, because that is the only thing that's out. I mean, obviously we've got you've got the figures from the WandaVision that have been announced, and the Winter Soldier and Falcon, and we've got Hawkeye coming. But I suppose this was a good source of some interesting figures. So obviously we've got Captain Carter from the first episode, and then we've also got.
Well, I think if they'd kept up with the release schedule, if COVID hadn't have happened and they just kept bagging out Marvel films like they wanted to, we wouldn't have seen anything from this. It just would have all been film stuff.
Yeah, it's just kind of come together at the right time, and they've got a bit of a gap in their Marvel setup. So then obviously we've got the Hydra Stomper with Steve Rogers, which is cool and massive.
Huge. £475 out January to March, so 2023. So got a bit of a wait, but
yeah, and obviously fits inside, which is really cool. And you can get him. You can get the Stomper on its own, which I don't know. I don't know how much cheaper is it. It's only about £130 less or something, isn't it?
£365 just for the Hydra Stomper and £475.
Yeah, so just over £100, you got to go for both if you're interested. Yeah, I like it. It's a very, I think we said before, it's very Mark 1 Iron Man kind of look to it.
The
with the face
little stand thing they give you looks weird. That just like cups the bollocks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I only just noticed that.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, it's a bit big.
That's cool because we've also had, obviously, we had the zombie Hunter Spider-Man. They've teased the zombie cap, although they haven't actually put that up for pre-order. What else have we had anything else from the What If yet?
Not sure.
I think that's
Don't think so. You've had the Spider-Man, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not sure. The thing is, I'm just not interested in Marvel, so I kind of go, oh, that looks nice. Oh, that'd be good. And then I don't really bother after that.
No, I quite enjoyed the series, although the last one was a bit of a damp squib, I think.
Yeah, but I think every series you get a couple of episodes that you just go, oh, okay.
Yeah, and this is to say, we're not going to be picking these figures up, but they do look cool, and obviously if you're interested in them, I think they're going to be really good. Just kind of not for us really.
And then they also showed the Shang-Chi bonus items, which apparently, if you've seen the film, are no surprise to anyone.
Well, to me, they just look like yellow versions of the blue ones of Wenwu. So I haven't seen the film yet, but it's not really a surprise to me what I'm seeing here because they're not.
No, from what Danny said last time, Eddie. What Eddie said.
Yeah.
Last time about the film, it doesn't surprise me that this is what it was. I think it was a bit weird that they waited to show these. I don't think
if they hadn't shown the Wenwu ones, it'd make sense. If they didn't want any sort of spoiler about what the effects look like, but to show his and not Shang-Chi's is a bit weird. Like, were they trying to make out like he wouldn't get the effects? He wouldn't get the. I don't know.
Yeah, Otto's been doing some weird stuff lately. Like, I don't think this was a surprise to anyone. And then this next one with the No Way Home suit, where they've updated it.
Yeah,
I didn't think it needed updated in the first point, but apparently it must have been woefully inaccurate that they had to.
Yeah, it had some red on it, didn't it? Before I think
something like that. Yeah, I mean,
and these effects here were in blue. The kind of the Doctor Strange type amulet thing, and that they were in blue, but that's it really. So we can only assume that Marvel obviously changed it up for the movie, and and
they've had to go back and change it. It's not a bad suit.
No, it's cool. Yeah,
it reminds me a bit of the Killmonger one.
Yeah,
with the black and the gold, but it doesn't offend me. But yeah, so apparently
I like
gold.
It. Yeah, so it's just more no red, more black and gold.
Yep. Now this I'm liking. So Asmus have given us a Gollum and a Smeagol and a 2-pack with a Smeagol and a Gollum and a big fucking rock. So if you just want Gollum, it's 109 quid. If you just want Smeagol, it's 109 quid. If you want both in the 2-pack, it's 212. And this is our beginning of the year 2022. So I really do like this a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I went on the Asmus website the day they went up for pre-order, and I ummed and ahed because I looked at the 2-pack and I thought I kind of like the idea of it, and I could probably get away with having, like you said, having one as the Smeagol as the Hobbit and Gollum for the Lord of the Rings, but I can't really get him into my Mines of Moria display. You just wouldn't see him; he'd just be hidden at the back. Yeah. So I ummed and ahed, and at first I was going to go with Gollum, and then I kind of looking more at the head sculpts. I think that I like the Smeagol one because it's more expressive. I like the head sculpt on it better. I think it's stronger than the Gollum, and obviously I think with the eyes you can get more different looks with it because obviously the angry Gollum, he's not really going to be doing much more than looking up, kind of like that. So I went. I've pre-ordered Smeagol. I'm quite happy with that because if we go on to Smeagol, so I just like the different looks you can get with him with the eyes.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the Smeagol one is definitely the stronger of the two.
And I think in terms of the character, I think he is a very you pity him. He didn't become Gollum through his own malice or anything. Well, he did, but he was controlled by the rings, and I think this is the, to me, this is the one that I'd like to portray. One.
I always think he's more Smeagol than Gollum.
Yeah.
Like when he's more like when you think about how many times he's snarling and being a bit of a prick. It's not that often.
No.
And then it's only really the odd occasion. And then when he thinks that like Frodo's betrayed him, that's when he kind of turns.
When he turns, yeah. So,
but
most of the time he's
yeah.
Yeah.
And even when he is being Gollum, he's not always snarling. He's more like this.
Yeah.
So
with the two packs, so obviously you get these seamless legs. So the crouched legs are a fixed pose, and then the seamless legs here that are shown in the middle, they do bend, but obviously that's if you want him in more of a standing up pose.
Would you ever have him in a standing up pose?
No. I don't think I would. To me, this is the look. To have him like where he is on that rock there. Yeah. So I looked at the luxury. I wasn't bothered about having the massive great rock. I think it looks okay, and on the other side, it's kind of got like a bit of water with a fish in.
Yeah.
I haven't really got room for a dirty great rock, and as people have said, actually, you could probably just go out and find a rock. A real rock would look just as good. And I know it's only like £10 or something for the boat, but where people have been complaining is that you only get one set of hands between the two figures.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they've questioned people have questioned Asmus on that quite a lot on the forum on Collector Freaks, and they have confirmed that it is one set of hands. So people are saying, well, so you get less if you take out the rock base. If you don't want the rock base, then you're better off buying two separate figures, because then you'll get two full sets of hands.
Yeah, so if you do have a massive Lord of the Rings and Hobbit collection, you're kind of, because really those hands that he's got on the right there, you want two sets of those.
Yes,
because they're the ones that you're going to be using more than not.
It's very odd considering how cheap the hands would be. Whether they change it or not, because they are pretty good. They do listen to people, so it wouldn't be a massive. I mean, obviously the problem is the packaging, I suppose. If they've already designed that and had that signed off, and this is meant to come out this year, I think.
Beginning of next.
Then it's
January Q1 2022 on their website.
So it comes with two complete figures, but it says there one pair of seamless legs. But I think they've confirmed that there will be two sets of legs, so you can have them both standing up.
Right.
But there is only one set of hands and one fish. So if I wanted both, I think I would buy the separate packs.
Yeah.
Would be my recommendation, because the rock base, as I say, you could go and find a nice rock down by the river. So yeah, I would say go for the separates if you want both.
So Bearfish was confused. How many arms
comes with two sculpts, two bodies, two pairs of seamless legs, but one set of hands and one fish. Is what
if you go for the double pack,
it's what I've got from reading through the forum and the replies from Asmus. So
no, I think the two sets of arms are with the double pack.
Yeah, so they have their own arms. They're not obviously and the arms, there aren't interchangeable arms, if you like. The arms are the arms. They do bend. It's only the legs that are swappable. But I think they've confirmed that there'll be two sets of legs, because that says one pair of legs, so that's fine. But as I say, the hands, I think, I don't know. That's a bit of a.
The hands, it's a weird one. It's a weird
they've messed up there. I think.
Why would you not?
Yeah, exactly.
Why would you not do it?
Yeah, a bit of an odd one. But I'm really excited for him. He's like the last figure that I need to sort of finish mine off, really.
I was tempted, but there's other characters I need to
and for about £100, I mean, he's only going to be yay high, but I had to get him, so
Eddie, hey guys, I wish I could remember, but it actually works, so I'll catch you on the replay.
Oh wow, look, we've got a super chat from Andre. Love this stream. Thanks, man.
Thanks, mate.
Love to have you here. Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice that people actually enjoy our inane witterings for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, we got next.
Hey you guys.
Hey you toys.
Yeah. The Emperor Legion Tyrant, which is a bit of a fucking mouthful, 218 quid out Q1 2022. Yeah, it's not great. I personally am not a massive fan of the film, so I wouldn't be going mental getting
the film being Gladiator.
Yeah, the first incestuous brother that graced our screens a while back. I mean, look, it looks pretty good. I think the sculpt's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they
Gladiator, go for it.
They're obviously going pretty balls deep into Gladiator, to put it that.
Yes.
They've obviously brought out the Gladiator, which was okay. I didn't think it was as good as the. I can't even think who made it now. The original one.
There's been a few in there because I know Big Chief Studios, they were Ganu, and then they didn't. For some weird reason, they did it as a crowdfunder.
Pangaea was the one that brought them out before. They were really good.
It.
They needed some work and bits and pieces. Who doesn't like a bit of cunts and bollocks before the weekend? Exactly. And on a Friday night, it's even more welcome.
Do you know what? I think that's going to be our new tagline. Who doesn't like a bit of cunt and bollocks?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So they brought out the Gladiator. Then they brought out the Germanic. I forget what they called him, but the Germanic Gladiator that he fights in the sort of pivotal fight scene. That looks good. We had that in the last show. That's good. Yes. And obviously then we've got the Emperor here. Yeah, I think it looks okay, to be honest. And the outfit looks good. They've got sort of different flavours. So we've got the white version, and then we've got the blue version, blue and black. Although I can't see it on here, but there is another head sculpt of the one where he's doing that, his tongue out, when the blood's spraying and stuff, and that doesn't look good. I think this one looks okay. That one looks bad, like quite cartoony, but it doesn't appear to be on these ones. So I'm a bit confused as to whether there's even more versions than these. And then there's one with the horse, which is cool. Yeah. Like the horse. It's good. It's good to see, because I think that that's kind of like the kings of these historical figures have been coup models and things like that. So it's good to see some other people bringing out some Roman figures and things like that. Yeah, I think the sculpt's alright. Bad Fish, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, sculpt isn't bad, not right.
I mean, people are obviously saying that it's not as good as some of the what's his name, Arthur thingy.
The Arthur Fleck ones, the Joker.
Yeah. There's been a lot of Joker sculpts, and some of them are probably a stronger likeness, but
But he looked a hell of a lot different when he was younger.
Yeah.
Like we got to remember, this film's
20 years ago.
Yeah, it's a 20-year-old film at this point.
Yeah, his face is a lot more sort of defined now, isn't it? And he's a bit more gaunt as the Joker. So
I
don't think it's bad.
Different 20 years ago.
Yeah. I don't think it's bad. So
it's all it is.
I think more choice is good.
Talking of more choice, we've got another Mad Max, The Dark Toys.
So is that the third one we've looked at recently, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah. The Dark Toys, 1/6 scale Warrior. This is the Max DX, 142 quid at Q3 2022. It's Mad Max. I'm a bit oversaturated with Mad Max at the moment.
Yeah, we need Steve on really to kind of tell us what the differences are to the other ones, because I've seen the movies. I don't mind them. I'm not a massive fan. I'm not that up on all his gear and everything. So I'm sure that out of the three, there's either a definitive one or you want to get two of them and mix and match and stuff, and then you'll have a really good figure. So
from what I remember, I think you get a hell of a lot more with this one than you do the others.
Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of accessories. I mean, obviously they are showing lots of parts of his clothing, as as separate items, but
you've kind of got to ignore that, haven't you? When they do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's like, look, he has feet.
You know, again, sport for choice is great. People have been after a Mad Max figure forever. You know, beyond the really expensive custom route, and now we've got 3 to choose from. So brilliant.
Yeah.
And even if you needed to pick up 2 to make like an amazing figure, you'd still only be looking at sort of 250. So it's doable, isn't it? You know.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
And then we have the Toys Born 1/6 scale Mr. White for £89 at Q1 to.
No, you've got Cop 2. You missed out.
I missed it. How could I miss this one out? How could I miss out Lionel Richey?
Exactly.
So there's this piece of shit Dark Toys Cop 2 DX, £134 out Q2 2022. If you use it as a clothing set and you just throw that fucking Lionel Richey head away, or if you're into musical figures, then you've got yourself a Lionel Richey Halloween dressed up as Axel Foley. That tickles your pickle, then fair enough. But this. I was so excited when I breezed through Facebook and saw a photo, and then actually took the time to look at it and went, "Oh, nothing."
Yeah, but as you say, the clothing set looks really good. And Steve's just put one together, hasn't he? And he's got a really good sculpt on his. So you know, if you're interested in getting this for the clothing, hit Steve up. He'll let you know where he got the sculpt from and everything. So I think you could put together a really good figure, but not with that head sculpt. I mean, the smiling one's even worse.
Big time.
Yeah, the other one's okay, but
if you treat it as a clothing set, it's like someone had gotten confused between Lionel Richie, Eddie Murphy, and Lando Calrissian, and went, what would they look like if we just meld them all together?
Amalgamation of them. Yeah,
and then they kind of go, oh, what would that do?
And then the guys on CW were saying that the smiling one is him when he's doing Donkey, which is quite funny. Like the facial puller's Donkey with the teeth and everything. So
they've just got every character he's ever played and just fucking amalgamated them.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
but no, the clothes look good. So I think it's a good pathway into.
And that's the thing. Some of these figures, like the head sculpts, are absolute fucking bag of dick.
Yeah.
But when you look at the rest of it, you go, okay, if I put the effort in and I get a custom sculpt and you can generally save it, and for £130 for the clothing. That jacket's a bastard to get anyway.
Yeah, so. Exactly. I don't know where Steve got his or what he paid for them, but when you look at starting to do something like this as a full custom, you're either looking for an existing set or you're having to work with a tailor, and you're talking hundreds of pounds. So I think you're right. You almost you can just it for that price. If the clothing turns out as good as it looks, you could throw both head sculpts in the bin and you still win.
Yeah. You just fuck them off.
Yeah. Chuck them in a fire.
Yeah. Burn them.
Here we are.
Sorry, and then we had Mr. White. For £89. Again, I just.
Who's still buying these Breaking Bad figures? And who
and I can't figure out if this is from. So this is from the very last episode, isn't it, where he gets fucking killed?
Yeah. It looks that to me. Yeah. I mean, surely if you're, I'm a massive fan of the TV show. I love it, but I've got no desire to own any figures. But if you've got even the slightest interest in this figure, surely you've already got one, and you're more than happy with it.
Yeah. I mean, if you want a figure of a single recently divorced dad or something, then great.
Yeah.
Fill
if it
boots.
looks slightly like you, then you can have it on your shelf as yourself. But
random man who's let his life turn to shit, fair enough, not a problem. But just doesn't.
Yeah, no,
doesn't do it for me, I'm afraid. And then we have the Red Man Top Tom.
Top Tom.
If that isn't a funky ass name, I will never know.
Oh, hang on. What's going on here?
You got excited and you overshot.
I did. Yeah. Is this an old one that's been re-released?
I don't think so.
It looks like it's from 15 years ago, to be honest.
It does look really bad. £127 Q2 2022. it looks like someone's just nicked a jacket from somewhere and stuck some shit stickers on it.
That jacket's going to be peeling apart in.
It's just not good.
No.
Not good. Even for £127, it's not good.
No, definitely not. You said they've put Maverick back to next summer now.
Yes. Yeah.
Really annoyed because I was looking forward to seeing it. I think it was November it was going to come out, so we were like, I would go and see it near Christmas. And then I downloaded an up-to-date movie release list, and I was like, oh fuck, they moved it to May. So it's just
But then Bond's out, so
it
that
is.
should keep you
Yeah, that's out a year and a half late. Yep. So.
Yeah, they were talking about on the radio today. And they were like, we don't normally get this type of gap with a Bond film. It's normally cut, quickly go promote it. Like you don't get that big gap.
No, because I remember because it was around about my birthday. I think it was coming out about 3 days after my birthday last April, and I'd literally I'd gone online, I'd looked at the ticket times and stuff, and I messaged my mate and said, which one do you want to see? When do you want to go?
Yeah.
And then about an hour later, my missus went, "They cancelled Bond." I was like, "You what? What the fuck? What?"
Yeah.
Because this was right at the start of like COVID,
Yeah.
so it was the first one of these things where I'm like, "Oh bloody hell, they have as well." And then it was meant to be October, and then it was meant to be March, I think, and now it's next week. No, I will go and see it. I can't say that I'm excited about it. I think probably the delay has kind of, mellowed it a bit, and he's got as many bad Bond movies as good ones, I think.
Yeah, it's right down the middle of the line, isn't it?
Yeah, I hope it's going to be good. And obviously, it is his swan song as the character. So, yeah. I'll probably go and see it, but I don't know. I don't know whether I'll rush to see it at the cinema.
Yeah, for me, I can't be asked. I'll wait for it to come out.
Yeah.
Then I'll watch it.
It'll be
So
out.
that's how much we despise and hate this figure that we just instantly started talking about something completely different.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then this, which I think is a stroke of genius, the Black 8 Snatch figure, £82 at
That's
Q1
so cheap.
to Q2 2022. Yeah, I mean, do you like dogs?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would. Now I don't know what. Now apparently they did tease the rest of the characters from Snatch as well, so it wouldn't be so strange to. This is a weird one to start with, but if you've got some other characters from Snatch to go with it, it's tempting. But
it's a bonkers price. It'd be really interesting to see what
Yeah.
they actually deliver for that price.
yes, yeah, because £82 is just
Yeah.
insane.
No, because we'd talk about, we'd see this figure 120, 130. We'd go, no, it's great. It's a really good price. But to go kind of £50 lower, and it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, so
And then they've
because
got
everyone's
another
doing
one,
The
haven't
Sopranos, for £82 as well at the same time. Apparently, this is a rip off of Rocco's Tony Soprano.
they? He's a constant victim of likeness
The thing
theft.
is, I suppose once you've been out and about for that long, because he's been around donkey's years, it's going to happen. Not saying it's right, not saying it's wrong, but it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But on the whole, I think, it's a nice figure.
I've never watched it. You watched the series? I
tried.
never watched
God
it.
knows I tried.
Yeah.
I watched 2 or 3 episodes and couldn't get into it. But I've done that with loads of other TV series where I've watched a couple, fucking couldn't stand it, and then absolutely had nothing else to watch. And then gone back to it and ended up loving it. So
Yeah, because I didn't realise this is quite topical, isn't it? Because there's a film out called The Many Saints of Newark, which is his kind of backstory.
It's him as a kid or something.
Yeah. I only
so-
realised that. I only found that out a couple of days ago.
Apparently lots of people who are into Sopranos are fucking loving it, but
Yeah.
it's not one for me at the moment.
No.
And then we got Present Toys. They're back at it with the mask.
Very low res image that I took off of 1/6 kit, but maybe that.
So this is £114 at Q2, Q3 2022, and looks like an exact copy of the last one we saw.
Right. Yeah.
Which I think I can't remember who made it, but it's one that Steve's got.
Yeah.
So if you missed out on that one, then this wouldn't be a bad alternative, I suppose.
Yeah. Most surprised me there's so much love for the character. I know a lot of people are a big fan. I watched it again recently with my boy, and I couldn't warm to it.
Oh, I loved it. I loved it. I thought it was a really good film when I was younger.
And I love Ace Ventura, so it's not like I don't like. And
I think Cameron Diaz in this was absolutely fantastic. She didn't have to say a word.
No.
But yeah, and then they also announced the 1/6 scale Doomsday Killer, 114 quid at Q2, Q3 2022, and this is from Equilibrium, I think. Now this is
who's buying these?
Yeah, I know, but again, it's another one of these figures that would be made by very expensive custom people.
Custom.
So this is one figure with 2 clothes sets and 2 head sculpts, I believe, and all those accessories.
I've seen the film. I thought it was
price.
meh. I was so film. It didn't.
It's been
really
such a long time since I've seen it.
Yeah.
Such a long time.
So it's just a funny one. Actually, going back to Rocco, so I was just going to say, that Rocco, we talked about last show that he's working with, that he's been updating his indie sculpts because he's kind of working with 1/6 kit. I don't know if that poll finished or whatever, but indie was leading. So the idea would be that he would produce. I don't know. Obviously, then he would cast them, and then they'd go to a paint factory to paint. So they'd be sold painted. But there's a guy that's currently doing a indie clothing run, which of course I've got an order in because I need some more indie clothes. But he teased on the thread for that. I mean, we haven't got them yet, but they're going to be soon. That he's looking at maybe doing a partnership with Rocco, so that maybe 1/6 kit would sell the head sculpt and the clothing set as a thing.
bundle.
So that's quite good. Obviously, it might be a slight downgrading in quality because if obviously 1/6 kit, they
got mass produce it, haven't they?
Yeah, exactly. So it may well be that this one, the set that I'm getting is. It's not bad. It's probably only about 120, 130 quid for a jacket, trousers, and shirt. So it may well be that they can do it for 80 quid, but it's slightly less high end. But I like the idea of it. I've said before that I like 1/6 kit. I buy a lot of stuff from there, and I kind of like the way that they're kind of branching out and actually bringing things that people want. So yeah, that's just something else to look out for, really. Possibly on the horizon.
Yeah, and then Hot Toys also teased Carnage. I watched a trailer for this the other day. It looked fantastic. So, and looking at the Venom, if it's anything like the Venom, this could be really good. Quite looking forward to see what they do with this.
Yeah. Again, it's going to be another crazy one with all these add-ons,
tendrils and all that.
Yeah. Bits and pieces, but obviously with the Carnage, you kind of this was a no-brainer really. We read the Venom, and obviously we've got Carnage. It's out a few weeks, isn't it? Middle of October.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm quite looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I think it'd be quite good fun. So that's all they've teased so far, isn't it? But
yeah. While we're on teases, BBTF Studio have shown off their definitive series of Doctor Who figures. If this is the definitive series of Doctor Who figures, they can fucking keep it. They do not look good. And they even deleted my comment because I think I put a post. They posted it. I put a GIF of David Tennant looking upset. And they took it off. And they took off a load of comments that people have put saying, what the fuck are you doing? Because I think out of these, I think Matt Smith looks okay.
Yeah.
Capaldi looks weird. I think his hair looks a bit weird. Eccleston's way too pale. If you want one with jaundice, not a problem. And then David Tennant looks nothing like David Tennant.
No, his is the worst. Definitely the worst.
And considering their old David Tennant sculpt was really good, I because I've never found that this lot have been terrible at sculpting. They've all Big Chief have always been on point with their sculpts.
Yeah.
Their paint always lets them down, but the actual sculpts have always looked exactly like who they're meant to be. You just need a bit of a better paint job to bring it out.
Yeah.
But these, like, there's no amount of paint job that is going to fix David Tennant.
No. He's definitely the worst.
Doesn't look like him.
And I don't really know. I'm not quite sure what they're kind of going with the definitive series, like kind of what they're going to come with, or
I think
like
more companies have kind of looked at companies like Asmus with the Crown series and different companies now. See, Asmus are really good because they said this is the Crown series, this is our regular release, and this is the Slim.
Yeah.
Slim's your cheapest, regular release middle of the road, Crown series are your top bollocks. Everyone else has kind of gone, what we can do is we can say that our regular piece of shit is our top notch.
Yeah.
And then anything that came before that is like a standard edition. But actually, because that's been out for so long, that's now fucking through the roof and no fucker can get it. Just bollocks. They've just not done it properly.
No, and they're probably going to be quite expensive, judging by their Dalek prices. So
yeah, their prices are getting absolutely insane.
Yeah, no, I kind of gave up on. So I had Tom Baker, and I had ideas about putting together a Doctor Who collection, but I quite quickly quashed that from a price point, and obviously that some of them are okay, but they're not bang on, and that Tennant really isn't good.
No,
his face is far too tiny.
Yeah, his hair's massive, his face is tiny, and he just doesn't look like him. And what I find, like I said, what I find really disappointing with it is their old version is really good.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they looked at that and then looked at this and went, that's a massive upgrade.
Yeah, I mean, improve them if they need improving, but sometimes they don't really need, as you say, it might just needed a better paint job.
Yeah, so oddly enough, I won't be looking forward to them. And then So Toys have announced this this Terra accessory pack for Bill the Butcher, a dog and a cuddly toy.
So basically, it's just a dog, but if you pre-order it, you get the Homelander cuddly toy.
Yeah.
So this is a bit weird because it's not really a set, is it? If you just get the dog,
no.
You don't. And I don't even remember a dog in the show. To be honest, that's bad, isn't it?
Oh,
was he a major player?
I don't think so. I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm thinking, when was there a dog in it? I mean, I could have missed it. But
I need to go back and watch it again.
Yeah, but I like the little Homelander doll. He's quite funny.
Yeah, but it's just a bit weird. And then we had that's a good point, Equan. For an accessory pack,
it really is. Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah.
And then we have XO Toys have teased a 7 of 9, and it's not the first time people have been teased by 7 of 9. I think Steve would be straight on this.
Yeah.
Straight on this. Andra says, I never got into Doctor Who, but bought one of their old head sculpts to make a custom Malcolm Tucker from the thick of it. It was pretty good sculpts. Yeah, they are. They generally do really good sculpts, and they just need a bit of work to bring out, a bit of improvement on the paint. But if you get into Doctor Who, it's a bit of a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
The older one, it's harder to get into the older ones. So if you started with the newer ones, kind of start with David Tennant because he's by far the best.
I like Tennant, and I warmed to Matt Smith as well. I didn't like him to start with, but I think some of his later seasons were really good as well. The storylines were fantastic.
Yeah, the David Tennant, Matt Smith ones are probably where it peaked.
Definitely.
Was probably the best.
Yep.
Then it started to go a bit fucking weird after that, and it's got even fucking weirder.
Well,
And they announced today, didn't they, that what's his face, the guy who did the Matt Smith and series, he's coming back. It's a helmet.
Can't remember. I saw something on there.
Yeah.
Russell T Davies.
That's it. That's the one.
Yeah.
He's coming back, so we might get some decent Doctor Who episodes.
Yeah, maybe, but I think.
Well, to be fair, he started going off the deep end a bit towards the end, didn't he? So
he did.
Keeps that
he
shit
did.
Up.
And that's the thing. That's the worry. Is that yes, he was good to start with, but I think he took stuff on a personal agenda that kind of was to the detriment of the series. But yeah, I mean, I've completely lost any interest in it now since the Jodie Whittaker, and it's not necessarily just her. I think the stories have been atrocious, and they've just used it as like a vehicle to just please every single minority group and things like that, and at the expense of entertainment would be my kind of take on it. I'm not saying that the themes aren't worthy, but there's other
They
places
could just be done a lot better.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't need to be Doctor Who. So yeah, and I used to be a huge Doctor Who fan, but yeah. So I mean, arriving winter 2021. So we're going to get Picard and Janeway before this.
So they posted that they were going to do a women of Star Trek. Mm-hmm. So they had a picture that had 7 of 9, Deanna Troi.
Okay.
I've forgotten her name now. The security officer that is killed by the blob.
Tasha.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, her and a few other characters. And Hura and all that as well. So if we get all of those, fantastic.
Yeah.
In fact, have you been watching Lower Decks?
No, I haven't. There's a second series, isn't there now?
Second series is on, and it's fantastic. It's really, really good. So it's well worth a watch because 7 of 9 comes up in it.
Oh, okay.
In conversation, and so does the blob that killed Tasha as well. Yeah, really well worth watching that. It's very, very good.
Amazon.
Yes, on Amazon. Yeah. So that was 7 of 9, which we cannot wait for. And then Iconic have finally put up pre-orders when pre-orders are going to open for their Ryu, which is the 1st of October.
Next week, next Friday.
Yeah, loving this. Just even from the back, it looks fantastic.
Me too. Well, we can reveal that we were obviously we didn't have any details, but we knew there was a brand new body that had been worked on. Obviously, this kind of confirms it because even from that view, you can see that is that's not an existing Fison body.
It looks. I
developed.
Genuinely cannot wait for the first where they show the full figure, and we can finally talk about all of it. Because it looks fantastic, and
definitely.
People will not be disappointed with this.
No, it's going to be brilliant. I mean, I think I don't know. Is it a rabbit hole I want to go down? I'd be quite tempted to pre-order it.
I think you will quite happily march down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, that's going to be ace. Having seen the American Psycho figure, a very different figure, but obviously the quality of that really shone through. And
big time.
And the thing we've chatted to Andy about it, and he's very excited about this. Some of the accessories and stuff and everything, brilliant. So I'm going to reach out to Andy because it'd be great to have him on if we can get him on to talk about this.
Yeah, definitely.
We did with the American Psycho figure. So I'll hit him up after the show and see what he's up to in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it's
like I say,
this
is fantastic. Yeah, really looking forward to that. So I think we've hit the midpoint. So let's say thank you to our wonderful sponsors.
Only Fools and Collecting is brought to you by Watto's Scrapyard. They 3D print parts for your hard-to-come-by Kenner vehicles. They 3D print 1/12 and 1/6 scale head sculpts from a massive back catalogue. If there is a particular character you want, he can design and 3D print it for you for a reasonable price. Check him out on Facebook and Instagram. Backdrops and bases displays are printed directly to substrate on foam display board using UV matte inks, so there is no fade or glare. The nameplates are precision etched using their in-house laser machine. They offer a very bespoke service designing displays and nameplates to your requirements. You can contact Backdrops and Bases via their Facebook page, Backdrops and Bases.
There we go. So, like we said before, well worth hitting those two guys up for any of your display needs and any head sculpts that you do. I think after Visions the other day, Watto is going to be very, very busy with new head sculpts.
You reckon, yeah?
Oh, big time. Cool. Big time. So, give them
both
a go.
great companies, great people to deal with. Don't hesitate. I've dropped the links in the chat, so if you want to check out either of them, give them a look. Give them a look. Definitely worth it.
Cool. So, let us head over to Dickhead Corner.
Shenanigans! 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 What?
Here we go. So, those of you unfamiliar with this is the bit where I just rant at everyone for a good 10 minutes. So I hope you're all sitting comfortably. So, Back to the Future. It's the new old thing. It's fantastic. Everyone loves it again. Yep. Hot Toys have dug it out the cupboard. One thing that this has really highlighted is that people just don't know what a reissue is. It's insane to me that this happens all the time. So you get, Back to the Future 3, Doc and Marty, will they reissue a Part 3 DeLorean? No. No, because they've never fucking done it before. No. They've done a Back to the Future DeLorean. They've not done a Part 3. So if they then give you a Part 3 DeLorean, it's not a reissue. It's a brand new thing.
Yeah.
Just because it's still a DeLorean doesn't make it a reissue.
No.
If we applied that logic, every single Hot Toy figure is a reissue because they use the same bodies. Why is that any different? I don't understand. I don't get it. And it drives me low level fucking mental. There's been so much over the last week or two about reissuing, and people seem to think because you take one part that they've used before, it's a complete reissue, and you're like, no, hang on. Toy companies since the age of man have been reusing parts. That's how they make their money. Traditionally, that's how they keep the cost down, which isn't really applicable to the shit we talk about because they will fucking spread those cheeks and clap them all day long if it means that. But I just every time I go on Facebook, I go through and Back to the Future, cool. Is it going to be a reissue? Is this a reissue? Is that a reissue?
I think a lot of the beef that people have with reissues is obviously, with a genuine reissue, is the effect it may have on the price of the original. Now, you can argue about that what you like. Are you buying these figures because you like them, or are you buying them because you think they're going to make money? I mean, that's a completely separate conversation. But I think with this one, like we said when we were looking at the figures, we think that if this comes out, it will be this version. So it's not going to affect the original version, because if you want the original version, you've got to go out and get the original one. Yeah. It's not going to detract from it. It's not going to affect the value. It's not, as you say, it's not a reissue. Yes, it's using 60%, 80%, 70% of the parts from the original one because it's the same fucking car. But what needs changing has been changed, and you can argue whether there's any whether you've got the room or the money or the desire to have more than one DeLorean. If this is the one you want, brilliant, or you're happy to compromise, brilliant. But if you want the first one, you still got to go and seek the original one. So it's not a reissue. Yeah,
if they bought the first one back out, 100% it's a reissue. You can tweak a few bits, you're still reissuing. Yeah. If you release a part 2, it's not a reissue. It's a part 2 DeLorean. Yeah. It's not the same. There's been so much aggro and people getting the ump about reissues that they're now just branding everything a reissue. If it looks slightly similar to a previous version, it's a reissue. And you're like, it really isn't. It really isn't. Like you don't turn around and say that every Captain America that's ever come out is a reissue of the previous one before. No, it isn't. They're different versions from a different film, and we have this with Star Wars with Mandalorian.
How many
they're
different
reissuing
versions of
this.
Cap have there been? There's about and Thor.
Yeah.
There's like almost double
Yeah.
figures.
Yeah, but if they're all from a different film, all from a different with changes, significant changes to the uniform, it's not a reissue. It's just a new version.
And
So
quite
I
often
don't
they
know
are
why
very
all of a
small
sudden-
tweaks, but that's the whole game that Disney are in.
Yeah.
Disney Marvel,
Yeah.
make a slight
And we-
change, put a bit of white on or take the white off.
Yeah.
We've got a brand new figure and people want the latest, greatest.
And we had this. Yeah, where's John?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's in his sex dungeon.
He is now.
He's
He can't get out.
No, did you notice he had the sheep behind him, and then was it Thanos just behind him?
That's it, yep.
Apparently, he can't climax unless he looks Thanos directly in the eye. So yeah, it's to me, it's not.
Just
really
talking about
shit.
this car, actually, I'd much prefer it, or I think it would be a stronger release, is if it had the train track wheels and
Yes.
and a base, like a just a bit of track. That would be
Yes,
brilliant.
100%. That would be
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
And that's what I thought. What I thought was weird about them showing this is that what are the reins tied to?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because in the film, there's like 6 horses.
Yeah, it's expensive
It's,
if you're going to put all of them in.
Yeah, you'd be doing about 600 quid in fucking plastic horses.
Whereas you
Like,
could get away with the track one because it's obviously being pushed by the train.
even if they just gave you 2 lengths of track like that you just plonk down.
Yeah, that's all you need.
On the train wheels.
And they'd fit into, and the wheels would slot into the track. It would be brilliant. You could have the 3 things that he puts into the like the explosive things. They'd be really cool.
Because you know for a fact, as soon as these come out, someone's going to be making them.
Yeah, and the wheels and the
Yeah.
I think that would be
Because
better because it would make it really different to the.
Because if these wheels go on the same way as the first DeLorean, you pop out on the first DeLorean, you pop out the little DMC logo, and there's a screw. So you could, if these work the same way, you
that'd be a
pop out
great
the hubcap.
custom upgrade, wouldn't it? To put the train
someone
wheels on.
like Jazzing could just make some wheels and a bit of track and make a fortune.
Yeah,
because
brilliant.
you've got everything you need. But again, it wouldn't be a issue. It's
No.
completely different. And that's the thing. Like, there's so much talk about reissuing, and I listen to people talk, and I look at Facebook, and I think, but a different. It's like with Mando. It's like with the Mando, with the new Chrome version of Mando.
Yeah.
Well, the Mando we've been given is a Series 1 Mando with Series 1 accessories, and it always used to wind me up when people like that Series 1 Mando should have come with all the stuff from Series 2. How? They didn't have a crystal ball. They couldn't look into the future. They gave you a Series 1 Mando with what he had. It's only dickheads like me that have 3D printed the thigh pad and the accessories from Series 2 that people have now gone, we should have got that. No, you shouldn't have. You've got that now with the Series 2 Mando. But unfortunately, because of the whole world going to shit, you've now got to wait fucking ages till we're probably on fucking Series 25 before you get that one. Like...
Yeah, and you got to accept that. I mean, I've pre-ordered that one. I think you have as well. But
I have as well,
we've got to accept that we might get another series of the Mando by then, and he might look completely different by the end of that. But that's the choice you got to make if you want to pre-order these things. And
I might get it in hand and go. I might just take the armour off of that and stick it on my other one, and then just sell that on because I'm quite happy with what I've got. But it just the reissue thing is starting to really grate now because no one seems to know.
That's always the if you are buying figures from a current franchise where there's going to be another film or another series, then you always run that risk. Whereas obviously if you're buying the Back to the Future figures, that's it. They're not going to do another version of Cowboy Marty. People are asking. People want the pink shirt.
To be fair, we did say that it was very unlikely we were going to get another Back to the Future one, Marty.
Yeah,
but here we are.
I know. But I just think the whole terminology is getting mixed up. People are getting on their soapboxes, but they're not using the right phrases and terminology to kind of get their point over, even if they're making a valid point.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, we're not saying that them slightly tweaking something and bringing out as a new version isn't massively irritating, but it isn't.
Yeah.
It's not the same as giving you exactly the same thing as
No,
they've done before.
and I think it doesn't mean that the existing figures have suddenly become a piece of shit. They're not. They're still brilliant figures. And if you want a specific look from a specific series, then that's fine. You know, I the main reason I jumped on the current one is just because you get the head sculpt. You know, it was the right mix of things that I wanted from the figure. It wasn't necessarily that it was the chrome or stuff like that. I'd owned the first one. I never actually opened it, so I moved it on. Then I had the option of the second one from Steve, and I passed that on. But I think it was like, yeah, I'm going to go for it. And even if I get it in hand and I'm not that impressed, I'll move it on. But yeah. Anyway, just on the I just thought on the DeLorean, I've just ordered a load of wires. I'm going to do all the extra wiring on mine.
Yeah, I want to do that on mine as well.
It just looks really quite easy. I was looking at some stuff on the internet, and it's not really a lot required.
I'll send you that. I'll dig it out and I'll find that guy who does the proper rubbings for the tyres, and he does the little cable tyres that's scaled properly.
Oh, that'd be cool. Because I was going to go down the route that people were saying that just to get the shrink, the heat shrink, get a black one and just cut little bands, put them on and heat shrink them on, and they look really good. Anyway, but yeah, no, if you got that stuff, send it to me. Definitely.
Yeah, I'll send you a link.
But yeah, I mean, the cables have cost me, I think it's like £1 for 2 meters, so I've got about 6 different colours. And yeah, it's just a case of just getting them in the right places. But then you wouldn't even really, you know, you haven't got to be 100% accurate.
Yeah, well, it's all in the dashboard. It's all it's this additional wiring all
and
to
it
the
runs
front
along
and
the
down
sides.
the side.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not looking
to do the carpet as well.
Yeah, I've seen the carpet. I'm not sure I'm going to do the lighting on the flux dispersal bits or whatever.
The one thing that does annoy me about these 1/6 scale vehicles is the insides are so detailed, but you don't get pedals.
No, there's no parking brake or handbrake. There's no pedals or anything like that.
Yeah, so it'd be nice. It'd be good to get all that, but that's really niche.
Yeah, that's where this sort of forum that I was looking at was going down. But I think I'd be happy just to do the cables and, as you said, the carpets. Because there's this guy who was taking the whole thing apart and he was changing the lights in the flux capacitor. And I think, well, I don't want to do anything where I end up fucking it up. So I don't really want to be taking anything off of it. I just want to do stuff that I can do just on the top of what's there. So obviously, if you're lighting up the band things on the back, you've got to take them off. And I'm not saying that I won't ever do it, but for the moment, just the wiring and maybe the carpet. But I don't know where you can get that's thin enough.
I don't know. I'd have to look into it. I know a few people that have tried.
Yeah.
The thing is, it doesn't really matter how thick it is, because once you Toys Wonderland have emailed me. I haven't bought anything off them fuckers in years. So
what do they want? Tell you that it's their second birthday.
Oh, hang on. No, so they got limited offer. This will make you laugh. Limited offer. So Toys Green Vigilante 1/6 scale collectible figure. Well, I guess Stephen Armel's dead. If they're now touting that, it's like an email of guess who's dead. Yeah, so that was my little rant on on people who don't know what the fuck they're on about. And then so Asmus, we're going to go back to Asmus. And now this isn't a moan. I think this is a really good idea, and I think this could, if this works, it could be brilliant for seamless bodies. So one of the big concerns about Gollum was if it's seamless, it's going to rip. Everyone thinks it's going to rip. Asmus have come out to say that the way they did it was that Gollum was sculpted in clay, scanned into a computer. and then articulation was then printed out of resin, so you can get flexible resin. So it looks like they've made the joints inside flexi resin, which are those banded bits that come across, and then they cast the detail in clay. So I'm not quite sure how that's going to work, even with the diagrams.
No.
But if it does work, and they said it won't be silicon, if this does work and it lasts a lot longer, then I hope other companies pick up on it too, because it's nice to see that bit of innovation.
Yeah.
And what really impressed me was brands like a brand spanking new body. We're not talking about, we're still using silicon and it's a new shape kind of thing.
Yeah.
But a completely new body for like £100 odd quid. That's not bad. Like,
no, definitely.
They get a lot of shit off people, Asmus, but actually, if they've designed a whole new body, a whole new way of doing stuff, and we're still getting it relatively cheap, like, fucking good luck to them.
Yeah, no, I sing Asmus praises all the time. I actually really like them. I think their pricing is reasonable. It's good. It's where more akin to what we were used to paying for Hot Toys before they kind of busted through the 200 and now the £250 kind of barrier. Yeah, and it's good to see that they. I mean, I think with this figure there was no option but to kind of go with, because nothing out there would work. Even the Hobbit bodies wouldn't work. It's a different sort of proportions. So I think that's probably why this has taken as long as it's taken, and people have been after him for a long time. But they've obviously been putting the work in, and making sure that they can make a figure that not only looks good but is as they say, indurable but durable. Is going to last. So it's very interesting.
No, go for it. You want to pop on? Yeah, I they get cunted off quite a bit, and I don't really understand why, because they are, from what I understand of them and from what I know of them, to be a fairly decent company. Like, I don't look at their stuff and go, what a pile of shit. Yeah. It's always on par with other companies. They always tend to get the raw end of the stick.
Yeah, their stuff's really good. They've had quite a few head sculpts that haven't quite hit the mark. So they get a bit of shit for that. And they've also there's some shit has stuck from years ago, where when they first brought out the ring rates, the Nazgul, the bodies on them were shocking. They were all like a really bad sideshow one, all the joints and everything. And way back in the day, they promised that anyone that bought them would get a replacement body. As far as I know, that never happened. So they made several promises to resend stuff. They said it with the Frodo when they bought the Slim out, or the second batch of the Slim. So the first batch was fine. Second batch, the quality of the paint job on the Frodo head sculpt was noticeably inferior to the original. So they then promised people that they would send them. It's Zach saying Frodo Slim, but it's the second batch, because the first batch is fine, which I was lucky to get. And they promised them replacement heads. They've also promised people that had the Gandalf the White, which was probably a worse head sculpt than the one you've got.
Oh, I saw a photo for that. That wasn't great.
That's never happened. So there's a lot of that. Whilst they're really good, and I've found that they've been really good on the forums, and they listen to people. And like Danny made a comment to them, didn't he, about the prologue elves, that they had the wrong bow.
Yeah.
And they changed it. They sent him a free one. Brilliant. And so I think maybe old Asmus is different to new Asmus, but they've still got that stigma. Again, they've said that they're going to make the new Crown Gandalf head available to anybody that bought the original,
the V1
Hobbit one, the V1. They're still saying that's going to happen, but obviously it's not come to fruition yet, and so people are getting a little bit tetchy about that. and I'm interested to know how they're gonna do it, because the idea was that you had to prove that you own the original. You're not getting it free; you got to pay for it. But I mean, you can send a picture of the serial number, but then you may not own the figure anymore. I don't know quite how they're gonna.
Yeah, I'm not sure how
they're going to regulate it, to be honest. Because I've got one, but I bought it second hand, so I don't have a receipt with Asmus to say that I bought it from them. Because I'd be interested to pick one up, because they were saying it would be about £50, which I think, for its faults,
well, 50
got to be
quid
worth
is fucking
£50.
worth every penny. Yeah,
even for the routing job,
The only thing I wish they wouldn't do, because looking at like Helmsley, Legolas, and looking at Aragon and stuff like that, is I don't like rooted hair. Like, just stay away from it.
Is that just repeating everything I'm saying?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of rooted hair. I think some of it looks good. I think Gimli looks fantastic, and they did really well with the braiding and stuff like that. Again, Gandalf, I think the rooted hair on that looks really good. But like when I look at Legolas, the new one particularly, I'm kind of like, I like it, and it's something I plan to pick up. But at the same time, I'm like, actually, I think I would have preferred if it was sculpted hair.
Yeah, well, that's
the
got
last
the two
sculpted one they got slagged off for, because that wasn't that great. So
sorry, Zach, I'm not looking at the comments. I'm just talking. You may have got it in first, but yeah, I know what you mean, and I don't think I'm not a fan of the 2-part hair, the sculptures on the top, and I don't think that works. They did that with Elrond as well, and I'm not a fan of that. But obviously, Legolas's hair is so complicated with all the braids and things like that obviously custom rooters have done it fully rooted, but you're looking at I think that was like £300 to have one head sculpt rooted for Legolas, which is crazy,
it's fucking too much.
Crazy money. So it's a difficult one, but I think on the whole they're making great figures, and I think that as I said, I think they're probably being judged by promises they made that they haven't delivered on, and obviously if you're one of the people that's waiting for that replacement item, your view of them's going to be
rub
very
you
different.
the wrong way.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas I've not had any bad experience with them. If the Gandalf head comes up and I can buy one, that's a bonus. But it's not necessary. I don't need it. And I don't say my experience with Asmus and their figures has been a positive one. So yeah.
So, look, while we're on the Lord of the Rings train, I think it's probably worth looking at these next. So, let's move off into... If I can find it, because I've lost my place. There we go. We have to...
Custom Corner.
That is your finest moment.
There we go. The thing is, as I'm floundering around trying to find the link, I bet people are just thinking...
What a cunt.
See, that's a blast from the past. We've not had that one.
What is he doing?
For fucking ages.
So what we're looking at here are some
Hobbit
new
heads
sculpts.
on sticks.
So we've got Frodo and we've got Sam. So these are have been sculpted and printed and made available by Dean Tolliver, who used to go under Craig. So we all know his pedigree, some great sculpts, bits and pieces. So yeah, the Frodo and the Sam, and there's an Aragorn. So at the moment they're all bald, so they need rooting. Although he's going to bring out rooted hair versions of all three. He's working on those.
Do you mean sculpted?
Moment. Oh, sorry, sculpted hair. Yeah. They're not bad. I think they're about about $90 plus shipping. So there or thereabouts for the kind of the current. They're a bit cheaper than
quite
some of the other big names. Yeah. So I was tempted, but obviously then you've got to have it painted, and you've got to, and the real cost is this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not rooting because they're not actually rooting it they're sticking it on, but it tends to be referred to as routing for ease's sake. So on these, the paint is done by 357 Apartment, which I think they're out in Asia somewhere. Very good. Seems to be like one of the up and coming. And I don't know if it's a single person or whether it's I don't know, but they're very good. They tend to bring out a very good likeness, in the eyes and the skin texture and everything. So they've been painted by them, and then they've gone on to Shane Paul. Is he UK based?
I think so. Yeah.
He's done the herring, but make no mistake, these are very expensive, high-end customs. You'd be looking at $90 for the sculpt, probably another $200-300 for the paint job with 357. Obviously, you can have it painted with whoever you want, but the herring job would probably be $200-300 a sculpt as well. Lovely, and I think that Frodo is absolutely bang on. It's absolutely amazing. We're not so impressed with Sam, but I think it's, like you said, it's the eyes. I think they might be a bit too close together, and they're painted a very funny sort of blue. I'd love that Frodo.
I thought he had Sith eyes to begin with.
Yeah, he looks a bit mean, doesn't he?
Yeah.
What do you think, Zach?
I don't like the Sam. It's like one eye's looking forward and the other one's a little cocked.
Yeah.
The Frodo is magnificent.
It is.
So these are yours, Pete, or what?
No.
I'm sorry, I was setting up, so I missed the intro.
No, I wish. These are just on one of the forums on Collector Freaks.
Yeah,
so
these look great. The flesh work is real nice.
Yeah,
it's real nice. But I guess this is a one-piece sculpt, so I guess there's a joint on the bottom of these. It looks really good though. The rooting especially. Rooting is hard, man. I fucking only did it once, and
it is.
I'll tell you, man, that shit is difficult.
No, I love that Frodo. So these are basically the somebody on the forum has bought the Sam, the Frodo, and Aragorn. So they're just posting pictures as they come back. So they got Frodo, then they got Sam, but obviously the big ones, we're waiting for the Aragorn because the sculpt looks great, and it could look like absolutely mint, and that might be the one that I might be tempted to jump on, even though I don't want to be spending, and I've done some rooted hair jobs, but I don't know if I want to take on Aragorn.
It sucks, man.
I can't wait to see it.
Pain in the arse. I've done it on a couple of bits. I always stay away from trying to do like a full head of hair. It's always like zombies and like my Evil Ash where he's got a helmet on. It's just
that's fine. You can do that.
Yeah, because it's such a ball ache. So anyone who can do it is just phenomenal to me. Like it's just the patience required. So knowing that they're going to come out with sculpted hair versions, I'm like, okay, I'll wait for those. And even if I don't have a Frodo or a Sam, it's worth picking up and just keeping hold of until I do get them.
I just think with the like you said, you're not a big fan of rooted hair, but I think for some sculpts it really brings them alive, like with the hobbits, because their hair is such a mess, and it's kind of like a big part of their personality.
But it only brings it alive if it's done well.
Oh, of course, I mean,
if you give that cunt a perm, it ain't gonna look right.
No.
You know what I mean? So
Kenny Dalglish perm, but
no.
So obviously, if as soon as hopefully on the next show we'll have the a look at the Aragorn, see how he's turned out. Because
is this guy getting a Gandalf done?
No, he's not. There isn't a Gandalf being offered. He's going to make it. He's going to do a Legolas. He said he's working on Legolas. So it doesn't mean that he's not going to come. But then it'll cost you £600 to have Shane to hair him because he's got a beard as well. But,
that's a lot of money.
I love the work.
A lot of money, man. This custom stuff, man. There was some guy selling a jacket for $800 for Indiana Jones.
Oh, the indie one, yeah. But the
wild.
thing is, though, that run is fucked up. Well, it is because I followed it, and there was no way that I was going to jump on an $800 jacket. But the first batch, they've all gone back because the leather, the grain of the leather on the arms doesn't match the the main body of the jacket. The jacket is too big. There's all these mistakes, and they spent all this time getting everything right, and they've all gone back, and then they've posted pictures, and people are going, no, that's still not right. And you know, when you pay that sort of money, it should have been perfect from the word go. And I'm just so glad I didn't touch it with a barge pole. So if you see people selling them, it's because they don't want to send it back to get it fixed. They just want rid. They want out of it. So
Pete dropping knowledge, saving people $800.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. No, it's a shame. It's a real shame. But I'd be fucking pissed off if I was on that. You know. But yeah.
Yeah, I would be too. I would be. Yes, TV and film. So I was bored and I went on Amazon and I downloaded the 4K versions of Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. Now, I've already got Evil Dead 2 on 4K on a disc. And I'm just very lazy now. I just can't be asked to get up and put a disc in half the time.
Bro. Same.
If I've got the choice between downloading it or having a physical copy, I just download it because I can't be asked. Like, I cannot be bothered with it. So I watched Evil Dead 1 in 4K and it was fantastic. Evil Dead 2, fantastic film anyway. It looks amazing in 4K. But what I started to do was go online and see if anyone had done like a supercut of all three films, because when they did Evil Dead 2, they didn't have the rights to the first film. Right. So they wanted to carry it on. But so instead of doing, because they couldn't do a catch-up as to what had happened, they reshot the first part of the film just with him and his girlfriend. Mm-hmm. So what you can do is you can watch Evil Dead 1, and the end of Evil Dead 1, he comes out the cabin and the camera like literally flies into him and hits him. There's a part in Evil Dead 2 where it does exactly the same thing, and the idea is that what you're meant to do...
Pick it up from there.
Yeah, it's pick it up from there. So if you're watching them back to back, you just go and fast forward to there, bang, and it all makes sense. So there's a couple of supercuts where they've gone and taken bits from the first film and bits from the second and kind of mixed them together, so to just help the continuity a bit, because some of the actors changed and things like that. So I'm hoping to download a 4K version of that soon, which should be out. And then what they've done as well is also made it tie into Ash vs Evil Dead with a few other bits. But I'm starting to look at some of my film collection and going, I want that in 4K now. I want that in 4K because I think
it's addicting, bro.
It is, man. And I'll tell you, because when Amazon and places like that were doing 4K downloads and that, they were so expensive. Like, to get Ghostbusters was like 20 quid in 4K, and I was like, but you're selling it in HD for like 4 quid. Like, don't take the piss. Now it's all become like, download it in 4K. It's like 7 quid. So I got both films got 14 quid. Like, that's nothing. So
now it gets addicting when you go to the groups, because the codes, I don't think the codes are region locked. So like if someone had a United States code, I believe you could redeem it on your Voodoo. Okay. But you can go into the groups, and there's people that they'll buy like 50 of these, right? And they'll sell the codes for, $8, $9, and then sell the physical and then the steelbook or whatever. Right. Yeah. But you can get like really great movies for like $4 or $5. So if I have nothing to do on a weekend, I'll go to these digital groups, pick up a few codes, they send them to you, redeem them right away. You don't have to wait for anything in the mail. And you can get, maybe 80% off of the Voodoo prices just by buying a slip off of somebody. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the thing. You get, when you buy the 4K version, you get the 4K disc.
Badfish must live in Canada. He bought something on DVD.
He does live in Canada, actually.
He does. There we go, then. That says it all. I think 4K makes me want to have, like, most stuff. Like, I've got rid of all my anything on Blu-ray is not really worth keeping if you can get it digitally. So all of the Marvel stuff I've sold all that on, like the steelbooks and everything, because it's all on there. But 4K, I've got the Lord of the Rings, I've got Back to the Future, I've got Indie, I've got Star Wars. There's ones there that I will always make the effort to put the disc in, because that is giving you the very best. Yeah, exactly. that's not in 4K, but
It should be though.
yeah,
At some
I would
point.
put the disc in for that because I want to get like the absolute best quality, and obviously streamed 4K is not as high a bit rate as disc 4K.
Yeah.
But a lot of films I wouldn't worry about, but obviously those kind of like those top notch ones, I want the discs, and I would put the disc in. But yeah, I know what you mean. Most of the rest of the time, it's like, oh, I'll just watch it on there, and
Yeah. Yeah, because we're part of that kind of streaming culture where we just one click and it's there.
yeah,
I just now go, oh, I could get up, I could hunt. Like, I didn't even realise I had Lord of the Rings on Blu-ray because it was in a drawer. And I don't ever look in my DVD or Blu-ray drawer anymore. I didn't realise I had the standard editions. And I only really got into it when I downloaded the extendeds because... But besides the fact the extended versions are so much better because they clear up a lot of nonsense that I didn't understand, that they just didn't bother to take the time to even tell you about.
I just picked up
for me, digital's king.
the thing on 4K disc, so maybe I'll have a look at that. And talk
How's
about
the
that
quality
the
on that
next. I haven't looked at it yet. I literally got it, I think, yesterday. I haven't unwrapped it, but I'll try and watch it and we'll talk about it on the next show.
One
it's
of the
meant to
most-
look really good.
Yeah, one of the most beautiful 4K films is 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
They rescanned it in 4K and they recolor graded some of it. That film is beautiful in 4K.
Yeah.
It's absolutely fantastic.
I like it when they make the effort to actually do it properly. Scan it at 4K or even 8K sometimes, and then go into it. And they did that with Lord of the Rings, so they did all the color timing again, and they took out. They didn't change the CGI, but if they could just mask something that didn't look right, or there was a physical effect that they just cleaned them up a little bit just to.
So I remember back in the day, I got the Bond 50th box set. So you had every fucking Bond up till that point in there, and it was when Blu-ray was really just taking off. So it cost a fucking fortune, and I remember the benefit of going from DVD to Blu-ray was like Doctor No and some of the older films, because it looked like it had just been filmed yesterday. Yeah. Like it was a massive step up between the two. Whereas like now, I think I'm quite happy with.
Welcome, Lane.
Yeah.
Ah, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Where now I'm kind of like I'm so used to just. Because I used to really be like, it's got to be the best quality, I've got to have the best TV, I've got to have the best sound system, and I really want that immersive kind of experience. Yeah. Now I'm very much like, I want the easiest. I want it to look good, but I just want the easiest. I've ditched this. My surround sound I used to have, right, my centre speaker used to be, I had to buy a special TV unit because the centre speaker would take up, like if you got 3 PS4s and stacked them on top of each other and then cut one in half and put it next to it, that's how big my centre speaker was. Like, the system was fucking more than short speakers everywhere. It was fucking fantastic.
Nice.
It sits in the loft now because...
So you still got it? I sold it.
I've still got it. I tried selling mine, but I got so offended by some of the offers. I was like, I'd rather take it in the garden.
It's not worth a lot. I just sold them to a mate for a couple £100. I think I had a full set of Mission speakers and... a Rel sub, but when we moved in here, I couldn't be bothered with, so I got a very nice Yamaha soundbar. But yeah.
Pete, do you find the projector changes the way you watch TV? Like, is your projector 4K or is it 1080?
It's not 4K. It's pseudo 4K. So it's not a native 4K, because if to buy one of those, you're looking at 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, £1,000. Yeah, it's quite expensive.
So mine does an interpolation thing, so it kind of it projects the same image twice, so it kind of doubles the resolution. So it's not true 4K, but it's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I mean we have proper like movie nights and
yeah, it's fun, dude.
Stuff now. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I love my projector. Mine isn't even that good, but like if I got a 60-inch 4K. I mean, that's not really like that impressive these days, and it's a nice television. Don't get me wrong, but bro, if I could watch the fucking Gandalf fight the Balrog in 1080 on like a 120-inch screen, I'll take that.
Oh, it's so different.
And
And I've still got the TV in here, and if it's just something on Netflix or whatever, I'll just put that on. But, you know, the big movie experience, and you get the popcorn out, and you get the... Yeah, amazing. Absolutely love it. I've always wanted one, but, you know, the actual having one and the experience is amazing. Brilliant. You can't beat it, you know, so...
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, love it.
So, Lane asks, how it works, not really able to pay super attention, but a fellow 6-scale collector. Any of you going to be getting Venom or Iron Patriot when 10 months from now we can
10 months now we can get them.
I'm super tempted by Carnage. Venom, I'm not... Well, saying that, Venom and Carnage, I think I'd probably wait for the new versions from the new film.
Yeah.
Just so they pair up a bit better. But yeah, I'd be super tempted by those, big time, because they look pretty cool. Right, so let's have a little look at our competition we were going to do.
Yep.
So Backdrops and Bases have supplied these two. Have supplied one of these plus a nameplate. So the winner will get to choose between either of these. So what we thought we would do is we would give them away in a very simple way. Make us laugh. Show us, describe either of these in a single line, the best way possible. So just in one sentence, tell us the plot of either of these films, and we will see who comes up with the best line. We've had a couple on Facebook already that I shall dig out now.
Cool.
But yeah, we want to see what you guys can come up with, because there's some pretty good ones for Corn on the Cob Man. I think you could probably come up with.
Yeah, Green Giant. Yeah,
actress who shits on her ex-boyfriend's bed stars in a film about the fish man.
That's the type of shit we want.
Yeah,
that is the type of shit we want.
We had her on earlier in the show.
Oh wow,
didn't we?
The actress?
The Super Duck Toys outfit.
Oh god,
for Mira.
Ugh.
Right, so we've got one. Andre, in a world full turtles on the edge, paying by their own rules, take on their destiny to save their old master, facing the ultimate test against the devious Foot Clan. So yeah, I mean it's a little bit serious for us, but yeah,
a little bit on the nose.
Nonetheless.
Yeah.
Yep. I would probably go for something more like four brothers from a broken home, beat up immigrant. Something like that. Keep it nice and simple.
Yeah.
Keep it nice and simple.
And offensive.
Yeah. Generally, we do like a bit of offence here. That would do us. And here we go. So, the ones we have on Facebook, my phone ever decides it's going to actually load up. So, we've had a couple come in. So, we've got Eric with bastard kid is bullied by younger brother, finds redemption after beating his ass with a stick. I quite like that one.
Nice. Yeah.
Yep, I think that's for Aquaman. And Carl Topman, bunch of green dudes and a rat having a rad time, cowabunga through sewer, life until a foot group ruined their pizza.
Bunch of green... Wait, say that again. Bunch of green dudes and a rat having a fun time?
Having a rad time.
Oh, rad time.
What I like about that is it's brilliant because it's like it's from the 90s. So I quite like that. So come on, we've got 11 people. I'm sure one of you can come up with one, because so far, if I'm honest, Eric is winning this.
Yeah.
Just with bastard kiddies bullied by younger brother. Right, Lane, here we go. So for the Aquaman, I would do the backdrop that he is a banana tossed and discarded in the ocean that is reborn to change the seas forever and gain revenge on those who tossed him away. Wow. There's a lot of toss in there. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Here we go. Bird fish. 4 horribly deformed turtles take orders from their giant rat master to exact revenge on his abusive ex-trainer. I like that. That's harking into a bit of Cobra Kai territory there.
Yeah, and a little bit of, sex crimes.
It's the 4 horribly deformed turtles that I quite like.
It's strong. It's good.
Yeah, I like that one. I like
I'd
that.
love to see it.
So look, keep them coming, and I'll take some photos of them. And what we will do is we'll leave the post up in the group for another couple of days, and by Sunday, we shall also shed a Destroyer's Cage. That is very true. And we will post the winner on Instagram and on Facebook, the auxiliary group. So make sure you're a member of both of them, and you will see who has won or winned, if whichever one of those is decent English. It's very, very late. Very late. But yeah, so keep them coming because we are liking those.
Cool. Yeah.
Mr. Peter, do you want to start running through?
Yeah. It's time of the show, and we'd like to thank all the sweet angels that are our Patreon members. We've got Sean Fear, Ian Seavey, René Mendes, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, Leah Hernandez, King Louis, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, James Colley, Joao Brader, Equan, Chris Valencerina, Ben Thomas, Danny Lee, good boy, Deanie Martin, Stephen Crett, Big Fern, King Zach, Caesar American, Mike Cruz, Lisa Martin Bermondsky, Rick De Gregorio, Alvin Jules, John the Everyday Collector, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, and Zach, I believe there's an A on the end of this one, is it? Erwin
yes, we do need to update.
Asusina.
We do need to update that. Thank you.
Cool. Erwin Asusina, Bowler Boy, Jimmy Jones, Mario Cortez, Stephen Purchase, Sean Yahtzee, Scott Bradley, Stephen Maria Stanley, Jesse Contreras, Eddie Manzanares, Joe Corpus, Louis Bennett, Kevin Vagar, and Chip Perrin. Thank you all very much. Love you guys.
Thank you. Beautiful bastards.
So we've got 3 tiers. Sweet Angel tier, $5 a month. Gets you stickers sent straight to your door, as well as access to Ox After Dark replay. Certified Crispy, $15 a month. Official Certified Crispy certificate on first pledge. Assistance with figure fixes by Zach, and all the benefits of the previous tier. What a Guy, $25. Folks in this tier get a signed Collecting Weekly Live 18x24 silhouette poster. Doubles all the stickers we send, so you can send them to your friends and family and spread the word, spread the love, and all the benefits of the previous tiers. We're saying that internet non-US based Patreons, there will be a charge for the postage, or you can have a free printable file if you prefer that. So the September Patreon benefits, we've got the So Many Bees sticker,
Wow.
which is long awaited and very, very well received. The Watto's magnet, which I love as well.
You actually got yours in, right, Pete?
I did. Yeah. I'm very, very fortunate. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, and I think we're working on the October.
Yeah, I'm gonna
designs at the
actually.
moment, yeah.
Do you mind if I pull this up
if you've
real
got,
quick? So the excuse me, the Patreonies voted, and this was what we approved for one of the stickers. So Collecting Weekly with the drip.
Yeah, cool.
Little it's like an app icon sticker, and then we're also working on another sticker. I believe it's going to be Manny in the Michael Myers mask as a character, like we've been doing for the hosts.
Yeah, cool.
So that'll be what we're looking at for October. One thing also, if you're a patron, we have a voting thread on Patreon for the top tier benefit. We've talked about kind of adding something now that Ian's no longer doing the painting thing, and so we have some different swag items on that thing you can vote for. We have like mouse pads, coasters, hats, lanyards, kind of like. And we also have it open, and so if you want to add anything, we can do that. But yeah, so we're trying to figure out what that next thing is going to be and what we need to invest in. So stay tuned for that. And that's all on patreon.com/collectingweekly.
That's a good one.
I like this one. Sorry, a bit late, but 4 teenagers in shell suits earn an ASBO.
You know what an ASBO is?
I have no idea what that is.
It's an antisocial behaviour order.
Oh, wow. Is that a UK thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's what chavvy dickheads get over here.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I like that
That's
one.
good. It's good.
I do like that one. I agree with that one.
We have TeePublic, a vast range of T-shirts now, kind of like a history of the show. So we've got some old logos, new logos, bits and pieces we did. So yeah, check them out. I shall. Oh look, Zach's already done it. He's on fire.
I know. Pete's the button
Zach's...
guy. If I wasn't here, what would be happening?
Yeah. I would beat me to it.
What is with Pete and the beat me to it? I'm over here driving and commenting on this Asmus thing, and he's like, "Oh, Zach's copying everything I'm saying." I'm like, fuck Pete. All right, I'm gonna hop on this fucking show.
that someone's loving the gooch grease.
Dude, that is actually one of our most popular shirts and stickers. I get
brilliant.
people asking all the time, like, yo, can I get another one? I'm like, bro, that thing's sold out, like, instantly. That might be a reissue one day.
Yeah.
That's
one of my favorites.
I can only make 2 bottles a day, one in the evening, one in the night. So.
I do love it. It's brilliant.
You read Raw by the end of the week.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so there's a good section of t-shirts in there, so check them out. And as Zach always says, they've normally always got a sale on, so you might get yourself.
Yeah, don't buy them full price. I'll be honest, they're not worth it at full price. Buy them when they're like, $13? Mm-hmm. Buy them then. We don't really get any money when they're $13, but I'd rather you guys kind of pay a more appropriate price. Mm-hmm. They're not a $25 shirt, I'll say that.
No. Right, take it away, Ian.
Cool. So this is our network. This is everyone, anyone and everyone. So we have Small Talk, which is the teeny tiny things that people collect, like toenail clippings and whatnot, and things with like 2 points of articulation. We got Live and Let Dice, the place where your virginity will slowly grow back over a short period of time. We've got
which is broadcasting tomorrow, isn't it, Zach?
They are
8 p.m. tomorrow. Central Standard Time.
There you go. If you show them a picture of a woman, they will all run away scared.
How dare you?
We got Collecting Weekly Live Unboxing, where now John is now in his little sex dungeon. He will be unboxing handcuffs, dildos. I believe the Black Mamba's the next one. It's a kickstarting model. So that should be fun.
I think it's very quickly become, for me, the funniest show on the network because it's just so much abuse.
It really is.
It's hilarious.
It really is.
I just imagine he's just got a giant warehouse full of stuff.
It's like that ending of Indiana Jones.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what his sex dungeon looks like when you pan the camera the other direction. Or as John would say, a full 360.
Yeah. There's a guy at Hot Toys that just takes stuff away and they go, where are you going with that? I'm just leaving it with top men.
Yeah.
No, top men. It's just John.
It's John.
It's just John with boxes of shit. Just unboxing it all. So yeah, that's live unboxing with the top men. We got Collecting Weekly Live. Don't really want to worry about them. They're not that great. We've got In and Outs of Collecting, which is the most sexual program we have, which is the bigger stuff that we can't afford. Lots of statues, shit like that. After Dark, which is the sordid underbelly, which is just generally 5 men sitting back to back wanking for ages. It's you know when it's sordid when it only stays live for a certain amount of time. That's there for legal reasons, just so the police can't get to them. And then you have OFAC, which is us, the jewel in the crown, the height of professionalism. If you want to see a really well-run podcast, that's where you go.
Yeah.
And then the Ringcast, which I can't take the piss out of too much because I've just discovered Lord of the Rings.
And you're loving it.
And I'm loving it. But yeah, 101 ways to put plaster of Paris on your arsehole. That's the Ringcast.
So that'll be next weekend now.
That will be next weekend.
Thursday, yeah.
And then we have Orcs Plays Absolutely Anything. I think we're back on Flight Simulator at the moment, aren't we, Zach?
Yes. My favorite plane isn't working right now. They just updated it and everything's broken. But we'll be back. We'll be back.
Cool, because I think there's also the new game Sock Sorter Simulator 4000. I believe that's
Laundromat Simulator.
Yep. So yeah, that is the network. I think I've made it as clear and concise as we possibly could. There you go. Bad Fish has come with a comment. I'm almost as bad as John, but I moved, so it held me off from opening almost 8% of my Hot Toys with like 30 to 40 figures. I honestly, in my head, I saw I'm almost as bad as John, and I just thought it was going to be, but I had to pack my sex dungeon away, but
yeah,
it wasn't that. It
Zach,
was more
how old is John, roughly?
Oh, I have no idea. It's all that grease.
It just makes me laugh because he's been buying.
I think he's 30.
Yeah, but he's saying he bought these figures like
it's been a hard life.
I don't know, 13 years ago, like when he was 18. I'm thinking, where's he got all this money from?
Might have been a rich wanker.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, the prices have gone up a lot, but they were still expensive back then. These Enterbay.
I think he's our age, like my age.
Yeah, but these Enterbay quarter scale. I mean, I can understand if it was me because 10 years I'd have been early 30s, so you're in that bit where you've hopefully got a decent job and you've got money. But I just wonder how he had this disposable income at a young age to be buying these figures new.
He's probably born with a silver spoon or something.
Yeah, he's like the King of Canada or something.
Wow.
Prince Regent.
Probably.
I mean,
probably
we can all afford
thing.
whatever we want if we all turn tricks, but it just doesn't happen. Not with my arsehole, it's like a chewed orange.
Wow.
But anyway.
No, I just always find it interesting that he's like, I bought this, and you think, okay. And then collecting weekly clips. So it's we've moved it off of the show sheet because it's on Instagram. It's run mostly by John, I think.
Yep.
So all the funniest bits of all the shows, if fuck ups and racist comments and
How dare you?
Yeah, figures falling over, you name it, it's on there. There's some really good stuff on there. So be sure to check that out on Instagram. Collecting weekly _clips.
Basement Dom Fantasies pays well.
Yeah.
Putting that sex dungeon to work 10 years ago.
It'd be the next unboxing when he accidentally leaves the GIMP mask on. Shit, take that off quick.
We don't know what he is. He didn't vote.
You hate to see it.
Cool.
We busted the balls for that, my goodness.
Yeah, that was funny.
Doesn't vote, doesn't get vaccinated. Kidding me?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Cool.
Great
Well,
show.
that is us. Thank you very, very much for joining in. And like I say, keep an eye out on Auxiliary and the Instagram page, Only Fools and Collecting, because we will post the winners that made us laugh the most with their little descriptions of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think at the moment it's between two of you. There's been two that have been the best so far.
Yeah.
Can they do as many as they want, or is it like a one per?
Keep them going. Just chuck them in.
Yeah.
You've got until Sunday to make me laugh.
Wow.
Cool. Right. Well, thank you guys. Thank you very, very much.
Thanks for
And
coming
we
on,
will
Zach.
see you
No problem.
next time.
Yeah.
Catch you later. Bye.
Bye.
Very nice.